Hi, fellas. Happy Thanksgiving week. I am so excited. It's Tuesday, and Thanksgiving is the day after tomorrow. I start baking and preparing things ahead of time tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm a little bummed because it's just going to be the four of us. We are, doing our best to follow the rules and prevent this spread and prevent it from. I'm recording here. Bye bye. I'm recording. that's, that's my husband. We're doing our best to be responsible and prevent the spread of the coronavirus and to prevent it from getting into our house. I wouldn't say any of us are immune compromised, but like my youngest son, he's one of those kids. He's like my little brother. When he gets sick, he stays sick for like months. Not by any means on his deathbed, but there does seem to be a weakness there, and I really can't imagine me being okay with my kid getting this. Either of my kids. I've got one pretty robust kid and one he gets sick all the time kid. So this is serious to us. So it's just going to be the four of us, but I'm still doing a big blowout because I want it to be okay for everybody. It's not okay for me, but if I can make it okay for them, then we're okay. So I hope everybody else is looking forward to it. Thanksgiving is kind of the holiday of shit opinions on food, I think, where nobody wants to be, oh, I'm so excited. It's what foods are you not looking forward to this Thanksgiving? What foods do you wish would be left out of Thanksgiving? I hate turkey. I hate cranberry dressing. I hate green bean casserole. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's supposed to be the season where we're thankful and all you can do is bitch about food. Tisk tisk. I've been hosting Thanksgiving dinner for my family since I was 20, I think. It was kind of the only way to get my husband's family and my family together. So I used to do a really big blowout, and now most years it's the dinner for six. So I've learned some things over the years. I've tried to do the fancy, glow up, because I say, way too much. I'm so sorry. But trying to lessen the amount of soup cans that go into the casseroles that I make on Thanksgiving. And in some respects, that has been the case. Like, I don't like sweet potatoes. It is a food I physically can't stand. It makes me gag. I've tried sweet potato fries, I've tried gratins, I've tried all kinds of different preparations, and I cannot eat them. They make me gag. Something about that starchy sweetness, I can't do it. So, candied yams has always been something I can hardly even stand the smell. And when I first started hosting Thanksgiving dinner, I would do the candied yams, which is basically you dump the gigantic can of sweet potatoes into the baking dish. You mix some butter and brown sugar, and you sort of mix that in with them because they come in this syrup, and then you top them with marshmallows and bake it. I hate the smell. But I found this really cool recipe for the sweet potato casserole that has like orange zest in it, and it really kind of cuts through the sweetness, and it's topped with a praline crust. And I still can't eat it. It smells fantastic, but I can't eat it. But my family really likes it. That's one thing that I won't be making this year, just because it's more like my stepfather really loves it. And every year I usually do. I know a lot of families, because when I was a kid we did this too. Thanksgiving dinner is early. You have it around noon or 1. And when I started taking over, we have dinner at dinner time, but to ensure people don't just come for dinner and then run away because we want to be together, I would make a big appetizer buffet, and I do it every year. Tons of like picky food. I make a white wine punch, and just tons of appetizers, and that starts at noon, and then we slowly eat and slowly get drunker and drunker on that white wine punch, which life, I love it. And then at about 5 or 6 we have the dinner. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited. I just old-fashioned kind of basic mom Thanksgiving. It's what I like. I've tried the fancy schmancy stuff, tried the different ways of making the turkey. I've tried the you know, the stuff that you really can brag about. And it's just what I ended up wanting was I want it the way I grew up eating it. This is, for me, it's very much a nostalgia holiday. So I hope you guys all have a really great Thanksgiving. When I do my next video next Tuesday, this background's gonna look all different. We're gonna be Christmasified. I'm so excited for that too. I'm a little amped today, you guys. I'm really sorry, but the tension is a little ramped up. I have a lot to do before Sunday. Yeah, I've got the Ghostwriters podcast to do tonight. I have to finish a short story for a submission. I really hope I get into it. If I don't, but I haven't played the submission game in a while. And we've got Thanksgiving dinner. Friday, we'll get up bright and early. I'll make a big breakfast, and then we start decorating. We drag out all the stuff. And then Saturday will also be Christmas decorating, because it does take 2 days. So yeah, a little stressed, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I am here. We're good. Time's good to tell a story. And I wanted to talk about, so I don't know if I've talked on here about it, but it's something, this isn't like a shameful family secret. I am the child of teenage parents. My mom was 17 when she got pregnant with me. She had just turned 18 when I was born. So I think my view of parent age can sometimes be a little skewed because my mom is very young. I'm getting ready to turn 38, and my mom is she's still in her mid-50s. So my view of parent age has always been, because, you know, I would make friends with people who had parents who had them in their 30s, and it's like, Jesus Christ, your parents are old. And meanwhile, I've got a really young mom who post-divorce was able to still again hit a wild phase and dress a certain way and date a bunch of guys, and it was weird, but that was also my normal. So my view of parent age and my view of old, I think, is different than some people's. I'm getting into this because it circles around to older men. Now, being hit on is not something that happens to me, like, ever. And the few times it has happened to me, someone's had to tell me afterwards, hey, that guy was hitting on you. What? No, he wasn't. I don't notice it for what it is, or I react strangely. So there have been times in my life, and the only people who've ever really, you know, blatantly hit on me, well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying don't ever hit on me. That's not it. It's just I'm not used to it. It doesn't happen. I have a very big, like, please don't talk to me thing going on, and most people can sense that. But it's usually older men older than my dad, men older than my mom, you know, older men who would look at me and be like, hey, and I'm just like, you're old, and really they're not that old. They're just older than my very young parents. One time this happened, and I caught it for what it was and had fun with it, was it was shortly after I was married. I was working at Bath and Body Works, and it was after the holidays. That kind of job, I kept doing these retail jobs where it was the place you would go at 3 p.m. on Christmas Eve because you forgot to buy presents for everybody. So you had to go to this store. Those were the jobs that I always ended up working. And so the holidays that year had been crazy. I mean, crazy. And I had this really, really great manager and assistant manager. These women were fantastic. That was a job where it was all women and everybody got along. There was no excess drama. Everybody was just there to be friendly and do their jobs. And it was a fantastic job. I loved this job. And over the holiday season, they were trying to push this robe. It was a bonus. If you spend this much, you can get this robe for $15. And you would be surprised the amount of money people will drop on just hand soaps. Like, I'm not even kidding. The amount of money people will drop on just the pumps that you put in your bathroom. People would come in and spend $300 on just the soaps. Speaking of $300, we will get back to that. So it was never a big thing, but they started holding this competition. Now what would happen is you get those around Christmas time, you get a lot of those gift packages where it's a set of a certain scent, and it would be lotion, shower gel, and body spritz. And because it's the holidays, they would put it inside of a bag. And you would, every once in a while, they would get damaged. Like if you were to drop the bag and the lotion burst, everything had to be thrown away. And the manager was totally like, don't throw that stuff away. Take it home. You can have it. So there were always all kinds of extra goodies at this job. That kind of thing depends on the manager. The manager could choose to be a hard ass and be like, no, it all gets thrown away. You cannot have this free stuff, you icky beggars. But from the year before, the gift that they had been trying to push was this faux alligator skin overnight bag. And the manager had kind of been holding on to it because it was just one extra that they had. And she told us, whoever can sell the most of these marshmallow robes, you can have this bag. So I really wanted this bag. It was on. So I started really pushing the robes. And I had no idea I had a talent for selling marshmallow robes, but I won. I still have that bag to this day, and it's every bit as awesome as I thought it would be. I talked women into spending just a little bit more. For $15 you can have this robe, for $15 you can have this robe. And I remember my manager saying to me, you're kind of awesome at this, like congratulations. So my confidence was up. I had someone who believed in me, had my back, so I was doing good. This was probably, it was after Valentine's Day, because we had another rush of people coming in. That's just what you get the women in your life, stuff to make them smell good and clean. But it was after Valentine's Day, and it was a very, very quiet day. We were, it was me and the manager and the assistant manager, and I was doing the front of the store, and the manager and the assistant manager were in the back. And this older gentleman walks in, and I watch him for a little bit, and I can see him looking lost, which happens. And so you walk over and, hi, how are you today? How can I help you? And it starts. Well, let me tell you, I have a weekend planned. Weekend planned with my daughter's friend. And immediately, I mean, I believe I did, considering what happened, but I'm sure my face went, my daughter's friend. Who are you trying to impress by bragging like that, you icky guy? And he was an icky guy. He comes in and starts bragging about how he's been seeing his daughter's friend. They've got a weekend plan. They're going to go rent a cabin. And he made sure to get one with a bathtub for two. And he needs to get some stuff to make it extra special. So at the time, this was a long time ago, they don't sell a lot of this stuff anymore. But at the time, we had this line called Le Couvent de Menime, which was a line of French. It all came in little pots, but it was French stuff from, I can't remember the region in France. It's famous. They're famous for their wine. It's like the perfect place to grow all this wine and aromatic shit. Do you see how professional I sound? Aromatic shit. So I take him over there and I start talking about, you could just get bubble baths. You can get a set of bubble bath there for actually really cheap. But I was like, oh, well, you can't use bubble bath in jet bathtubs, which is true. You can't. It turns into this really thick foam, and then the owners of the place are going to be pissed at you because it's going to be spitting foam for a month. So I take him over to the bath salts, and it's this expensive, kind of bath salts. And some of it was fizzy bath salts, and some of it was not. And then there were bath oils, which also you shouldn't use in someone else's bathtub. And then there were all these lotions and spritzes. We had this kind of kissable powder that you could put on that tasted good. And at first it was like, oh, sure, here, use bath salts. You can either get fizzy or not. And he looks at it and he's like, yeah, but You see, I want it to be real special. And let me tell you something. I just got an increased limit on my credit card. And he kept doing that. He kept doing the up and down. And you're grossing me out, man. So it started to get on my nerves. It actually started really icking me out, and I was not having it. So I started going, well, you also need this, and you also need this, and you also need this. And sometime during this exchange, my manager had come out from the back and was watching me. And, by the time I get him over, I had to end up getting him a basket. By the time I get him over to the thing, my manager is kind of leaning against the back thing, watching all of this, like, and it was really funny because he kept up this kind of swagger and this half smile, and he kept winking at me, and he kept doing that up and down again, which is weird. This is not something I'm used to. I don't know how to react to it, but he'd gotten on my nerves, so I was like, okay, you got an increased limit, let's spend your money, bro. He paled visibly paled when I finished ringing him up for $300 for bath salts for the special weekend with your girlfriend. And he kind of, went into this day state, and he handed over his credit card, and it went through. I guess that increase happened, but it was really funny when I was like, bye, have a nice day, enjoy your weekend. And he wandered out. My manager was like, I don't know if I'm amazed by what you just did or scared of you now. Because this guy was such an idiot, and he wouldn't stop. Sometimes it's playful and sometimes it's yucky, and there is a difference, and I don't know how to delineate, except he was icky. He was an icky guy. First of all, you don't hit on a woman by talking about the woman you're going away on a romantic weekend with, bragging that she's your daughter's friend. And at the time I was 21. So, I mean, by all means, older, but not, it was just yucky. I didn't like the guy. I snoozed him into getting $300 worth of bath salts. Wow, this fell flat, you guys. I'm really sorry. I told you I'm stressed. That was the story. $300 worth of bath salts. This really could have been done better, but there's people at the door talking to me and bothering me, and I have a lot to do. And I wanted to make sure I checked in with you guys. I want to make sure that I wish you sincerely a happy Thanksgiving. I wish you sincerely a safe Thanksgiving. If you do travel to be with family, please be safe. There's no judgment. I do wish everybody could just take a year off, but I do also understand why that's really hard for some people. And just please be safe, and please enjoy yourself. And I hope nobody overcooks the turkey, because that's the worst thing that can happen. I grew up eating dry turkey breast, and when people tell me now they don't like turkey, it's because you've never had it cooked right. Really and truly. Because when it's cooked right, it's the best thing ever, you guys. The best thing ever. I cannot wait for my first cold turkey sandwich. I will probably have it Thursday night after dinner, after my kids have gone to bed. I'm doing it. I'm looking forward to it. It's something to look forward to. I think that's what it is. It's something to look forward to. And I'm excited. I'm pumped. So please enjoy yourselves. Please be safe. And I will see you all next Tuesday. I will try to do a bonus episode maybe on Sunday. No guarantees, just because I've got a lot going on. But I will try. You are in my thoughts. And happy Thanksgiving, fellas. Thank you so much for being here. All right, here's the remote. Let's see if we can do it on 2 tries. Here we go.